Welcome back to our Kaiserpunk series, where we have already built quite a lot. We even started some specialists, the top tier, the fourth tier in the last episode. Maybe today we can try to do all of the productions that they require, like sushi, pies, wine, TV set, and jewelry. There's also quite a few public service building that we still need to do, so we need to keep that in mind. Before we do that though, 2 points. The first one is I did want to mention, because some people have been asking about this. Now, I started this series before they did the first patch, right? In that first patch, they significantly nerfed the AIs. The AIs were too strong, right? When I created the game, the AIs were too strong. Now they've been nerfed by a lot. So, if you restart a game, you probably won't be in the same situation right now, which is completely boxed in by this guy over here that is super strong. Like he has already, no, this one now not super strong, but yeah, here it is. He has some destroyers over here, which are pretty strong units, and much more. But this is again because the AIs were too strong at launch. The second thing I do want to mention is over here, my supply outpost, right? We have, when you click on it, you have this over here. This is basically saying how much of each resources you want to send there. So it's going to go from your city to there. It's going to take time, right? For example, you can see here 3 hours for a couple of munitions to arrive. If I increase, this one, it may move to more than 3 hours in the future. And this is basically going to create stocks in Iceland, and then this stock is going to be used by the troops that are so far from my current, supply, which is in Central Europe, to be supplied. So to make sure that the stock, right, the supplies is still stays at normal at 3-star in the green, this is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you have a couple of supply outposts across your empire, and then you need to make sure that you stock them with resources. You just decide the value over here, and then automatically it's going to be sent as long as you have reserves, right? So this is good. I think you can see over here this battalion now has a good supply. So we're going to resend this navy over here so that we can take this army and hopefully start attacking over here soon. And by the way, I did finish my first destroyer too. So over here we can see we have a first destroyer, so let's deploy it. We are making, with 2 shipyards over here, right, we are making some destroyers. So with that, in the future, we can make sure to start expanding further, right? Our army, for example, over here, I think it's a good idea to create a destroyer, and in the future, we can do the same here. And to recap, all of my productions are in the positive. You can see bread over here, vegetables, etc. They're all in the positive, including the new ones or the more advanced ones, like gramophones or the radio, juice, and telephone. So now it's time to move into the actual new one for specialists, starting with the sushi. I think the first one is the sushi in our list. We're gonna want to have a sushi bar. Okay, that's gonna take some fish. We have a lot of fish, and that's gonna take some algae that we don't have. So we're gonna need to produce it. Now I'm gonna see close to the fish production, or there isn't a lot of space, except potentially here in the south. Let's maybe do like this, because it's not too far from the fish, and maybe I can fit some algae production there too. So let's see. This needs to be partially on water, of course. But here, look, for example, we can do that one. Let's move it there. We're gonna start with 1. It may not be the exact ratios that are needed, but it's a start. So it is. Let's unpause. We have these requiring fish, and the key thing is, right, the fish can be delivered directly. The algae can be delivered directly, and then this building is going to deliver. Oh, there is no storage anywhere close, unless maybe on this road. If I do this, let's see if that's close enough. We can check. It is yellow, so yellow is not great, but it's not impossible either. I do think we probably want to have another storage. It is going to take a lot of the space here, but maybe I can. Let's do it like this, I think. So now it should be delivering over here soon. It should be fine. We do also want, as always, to improve all of those things. We have the resources, so not a problem. Reduce the cost of all of those things, especially this one. It's almost 5,000 for one. So we definitely, we can't. We can improve the actual output. So let's do that for sure. Okay, up and up. And yeah, for these ones, we're gonna need more development points. That's fine. And for the algae, we can do actually the production too, but we cannot do yet the financial either. Now in terms of the production, this is making 11, this is using 5, so we could have 2 of these, and then this is making 7. My consumption is probably not 7, but we can check it quickly. Produce used sushi. So it's by alphabetical order, right? So we're producing 7, we're only using 1. So totally fine over here, perfect. So that's the first one, sushi. The second one, I forgot already, it was pie. Yes. So the pie is made into the bakery, like the bread, but instead of just using flour, this is going to use flour and fruits. The good thing is we have both of those things and we have plenty of them, right? 2.5, 2.5. So let's just make a bakery somewhere where we don't have too many buildings, like over here. Wait, no, we don't even need electricity or anything. So let's just put one there. Let's put pie. So this is going to produce 6. We can, oops, wrong one. We can boost it. Here it is. We can reduce its cost too. And with that, we're gonna make 9. Is 9 enough? So the pie, P. Where's P? PP. Oh, we're not producing it yet. Okay, we need to wait a second. But 9 should be totally fine too. So let's continue. And while I'm doing this, let's also make sure that we move our fleet to be ready over here. We're also deploying these troops there. Now, because they are very far, it actually takes a long time to be deployed, but we don't really have a choice. And yeah, what's the next one? So the next one is the wine. Let's check that out. For the wine, we need something we don't have, unfortunately. The distillery we haven't unlocked yet. As you can see, this is grayed out. It is probably requiring a bit more on, maybe it's a civic one? University, no. Let's see, agriculture maybe? No, it's not. I think there's a way, I think there's a way to see which one it is. When I just click on this over here, it should tell me it is morale. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. So let's check it out. The morale one is here, and indeed, I am only at level 7 and the distillery is at level 9. We're gonna need to wait a bit for that one. And by the way, I see the jewelry there too. So I think we need to also wait for the jewelry. But we can check that out, right? Because the next one is the jewelry, and then it will be the TV set. So for jewelry, similarly, yeah, we have several things that are not working. And then last but not least, the TV set. Can we do it? Oh, we may be able to do it because the TV set is in the appliance factory. It's taking aluminum sheet and electrical parts. And I do think we've unlocked both of these. So yeah, let's start doing it. Plastic and copper, aluminum, natural gas. Okay, so it's gonna cost probably quite a lot, but let's try it out. So we're gonna put it with all the other ones, which is where is over here. Yes. So let's put it here. Good. Let's make sure we're putting TV, right? And we said aluminum sheet and electrical parts. Now here, I just realized I only have one storage. That's completely crazy. We need to put another one. Let's put it just next door. Demolish this road. Okay. And put it there. Okay. And then we're going to put the 2 productions that are needed next to it to hopefully have as little transport as possible. So we have the aluminum mill, which we can actually do this. And we have natural gas. I'm already making natural gas, so that's fine. So maybe it is just one road actually. And in this case, then maybe we want to put it over there, closer to the entrance of this, which is there, right? So it's gonna, oh no, it's not in range. My bad, my bad. We do want it in range as much as possible. So let's put it over here, and that should be good. So this is in range now. They can deliver to each other. We do need some electricity, and we're gonna need a bit more labor, which is never a problem, you know. It just means, of course, we need to have a bit more of production, potentially of basic resources. But as I just said, this is basic resources, so shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna improve it all, create a few more houses, and I'll see you in a second. It is, I added a couple of houses or high rises for the laborers as well as for the manufacturers on this side over here, right? They're still getting everything they want, including all of these services, so that's great. My production, I had to increase them, right? So we have one more bakery for the bread, one more vegetable farms, one more clothier, etc., right? But you can see they're all into the positive, so perfect. And we have also started on this side, right? So we now have the aluminum mill that is working. So using the natural gas and some aluminum. The aluminum just started, I'll show it to you in a second. And then in front of it, we have the electric factory that is going to take this plastic and this copper to make electrical parts, right? And both of those things then go into the appliance factory to make some TVs. It's only 3 TVs, but I'm pretty sure we don't need that many. Now, the one thing that was definitely new too is the aluminum production, right? Which we made somewhere just over here. Yes, here it is. So we have 2 aluminum deposits. Right now, I'm tapping into this one over here, right? As always, let's not boost the production. I mean, we can't even, so that these reserves here, sort of last longer. We need electricity, we need a depot, and I've put also a fire station to make sure that we're safe over here. But yeah, with this, we should now be able, if we go into these guys here, right, to see, okay, for their basic needs, right, 100%, they have the sushi and the pie is slowly but surely getting there. I'm pretty sure again that if we go there, pie, we're producing 9, we're using 1, so not a problem at all, right? We have not, we cannot do the wine and the jewelry right now, but the TV set is starting to. And again, we said we're producing 3, and for the TV, I don't see it there yet. If we look over here, TV, we're going to consume 1. So totally fine with a 3 of production. Good. So that's just basically wine and jewelry. As we said, we're gonna need a bit more of research in morale. We have passed level 8, but we need to get to level 9 for the distillery, for the wine, and to level 10 for the gold mine and the jeweler. So again, that's gonna take a bit of time. If you're wondering, by the way, how to get kind of more points in a certain line, in a certain development phase, right? Instead of clicking on basics there, you can click on development and then choose the one you're interested in. In my case here, this is the morale one, right, that we're interested in. So we can see which building will give us some morale points. The factory, the appliance factory, the brewery, the record label. So maybe, maybe we do another record label, because I know my current one doesn't really support on this side. So let's just put one over here, and that should help for all of these guys, right? We can reduce its cost. Perfect. Then what else? Radio station. I don't even think we have a radio station, right? And the radio station, remember, is, I think, for these guys, the manufacturers, yes. And I don't think it actually supports, yeah, they want a TV station, and these ones, they want a jazz club. So it is just for these guys here. So let's put it over here somewhere. Now there's 2 entrances to that building, so that's good. Let's put it there. And yeah, here it is, our first radio station. Quite a bit of electricity. We can potentially reduce that. Now we don't have access to it, that's fine. Let's reduce the cost, and let's expand the coverage just to make sure everybody has access to it. And then we can just increase a bit our electricity production with a couple more windmills. I know I haven't done more advanced production of electricity. We will do that at some point. I'm just taking my sweet time there, I guess. Okay, I want to make sure I upgrade them before I forget, and then we can move to the next step. So we basically built all of the buildings that can support, getting more morale points, but there is a couple of other public services that we didn't provide to my tier 3 and tier 4 population. We have, for example, the hospital, the prison, and the university. So let's get started with this. I'm going to go back here and show the public services. Now the prison we haven't unlocked yet. That seems strange. What? No, we did unlock it. No, wait. Civics. Yeah, we did unlock it over here. Is that a bug? Well, we have a bug license. It's showing me I can't unlock the prison, but I do have it. I guess we can do the hospital in the meantime. So let's go for it. There is one road, so let's put it there. It's fine. So that is going to support, as long as it has electricity, a pretty big radius, and we just need to make sure these guys have it. Now I do need a bit more electricity in this part of town, so let's see if I do this. Now I won't be able to really go in there, so let's just put it there and put a road around like this. Okay, expand the range and reduce the cost. And with this, my hospital should be happy. Here it is. It is happy. Oh, I do need a couple more of technicians, which is exactly this population there. All right, so let's go. Let's put one more. We may need to increase some of my productions. Like I think the soup, yeah, is only at balance 1, so we may need another one. But apart from that, everything else should be fine. Anyway, with this, we have now a couple more technicians. So my hospital should be fully happy. If we look at, these guys, they have the hospital. prison, still not. And what about the university? The university is over here. It says it is locked. This one, I think it's a real lock because it is level 9. And yes, we are not at level 9, so we're gonna have to wait a bit for this. It's just a shame that the prison seems to be bugged over here. And then if we look at my specialist, they want the same thing of the prison. They also want the courthouse. They want the university and the research center and the jazz club. And here, by the way, there was also the TV station. Now, it seems like we have access actually to the courthouse. Let's check that one out. Where's the courthouse? Here. Yeah, we do have access to the courthouse. It is 40 technician. So let's just do that. A bit more electricity again, as always. And anything we can reduce electricity if we need to. The cost I cannot do anytime soon. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna put a bit more electricity and we'll be done with it. I'm also starting to move the army closer to the enemy, right? We picked up these guys and we're getting closer. Now this is my own... Oof, I did the wrong thing. I didn't want to do that. That's fine. These guys can go around. The supply is still fine, right? We can see good. I have some reserves of food. Ration, ammunition is fine. Artillery shelf is fine. Bombs is not that high, but it's because I just started making it. And diesel is always a problem. But yeah, we're gonna get the troops, you know, somewhere over here, try to get that. The enemy or the AI is still over on me, but it's my friend, right? He's actually pretty happy with me right now, so hopefully he's not gonna make any problems anytime soon. And yeah, I think, as I said, we need a bit more electricity, so I'll see you in a sec. Okay, we're still positive in everything over here. You can see I just built, for example, another gramophone factory, so that's great there. We're also totally fine on money, right? Even if I just built a couple of new things over here. I built another Air Force base, and we're starting to have already a couple of planes, right? These are the level 2 planes, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna make, you know, a few more. To be able to make a few more, we not only have one aircraft factory, we have a second one over here now. This is 60 technician, but honestly, I feel it's worth it. I can decrease the cost of it, I just realized. So let's definitely do that, make even more money, even if this is costing a lot. Look at this, 35 of the bricks, so need to keep that in mind. And we're gonna need to wait for the final one, but yeah, this is working fine, all good. We have also a first friend. I did a couple of other small deals, you know. I sent basically a bit of science point, or exchanged some science point, right? Like some what is it, some transport. Maybe now let's do another one like this and ask for some morale one, sign the deal, and hopefully, you know, he's gonna be happy. And yeah, basically I did also a commercial one, and now we have 90% happiness with this guy, so he's friendly with us. He hasn't given us, you know, access to his city or anything like this yet, but at least he shouldn't, you know, do war with us right away. So that is good. I did also build a second desalination plant over here, right? We had one, now we have a second. I've also improved them. It cost a lot, but now they're, you know, only costing 2.8 of cash and making almost 1,500 water. And yeah, we have a second one there that I haven't actually improved yet fully, because again, this is another one that costs quite a lot of bricks, and my brick production is not the highest compared to, you know, my plywood. We may want to improve that soon. I see that we have also a new development level. This is for the civics, but yeah, that's not enough. We need to get to level 9 for the university. In the meantime, what is happening on a world map? Well, what's happening is we have upgraded Greenland. We're doing some garrison, you know, for militia and for ships, and I've also built 2 upgrades, an air base and a mining site. So with the mining site, you know, my quantity of zinc over here has increased, so that's good. But more importantly, we have the air base. Why? Because I saw that they also have an air base, actually multiple air base here for my enemy, right? Because this is the Cuban trade union that we are at war with. So I wanted to make sure that I also had my own planes, right? To be able also to move the planes, I am creating over here a navy that will have the carrier, so able to carry a single squadron of troops. This will take a couple of days, but that's fine. We cannot actually move these guys all the way there, but what we can do is we can move the new one that we're creating all the way over here, right? So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna take 1 day, but that's fine, we can do it. I do see that our diesel is again pretty low, so I think we should increase again that production. I'm a bit worried though, because that means this thing over here, this oil pump, is gonna get to 0 pretty soon. But I don't really have a choice, like we need that. We may have to also find a way in the future, but for now, this is a problem for another day. So it is another diesel factory. Let's increase the production, reduce this. Okay, so yeah, I'm really not sure. I mean, I guess if there is any other places on the map that is producing diesel, we should probably try to boost that, but I don't see any diesel over here. There's no diesel over there. No diesel over here. Nope. No. No. Oh, here we have the chemicals, but not the diesel. And chemicals again. So I guess on chemicals, we're producing probably quite a lot. So my chemical production, which is over here, I think one of these. This is plastic. This is rubber. Chemical is this one. So my chemical is probably full all the time. So maybe we pause that one so that we don't use too much of our oil pumps. I mean, this one has already been upgraded to the max and it's only producing 8, right? So 8 is really not a lot. When you look at this, it is taking 3. So with 8, I can only have, you know, not even 3 of these. That's going to be a challenge. That's going to be a challenge. But more importantly, as I said, we have now, you know, in one day we'll have some troops. We're going to also bring the ship closer there, right? As soon as we have the troops. And hopefully we can also bring that one, I guess. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Of course, as soon as I arrived over here, somebody else took it just before me. This is the web. So these are not my enemies. But it basically means we have to continue going this way, which also is going to put some strain on our supply for sure. You can see over here, yeah, we don't have a lot of stock for some of these, and it's getting pretty far. So as soon as we get this one, I think we're going to need to put some stock over here. I do have, you know, my destroyer that is carrying, you know, the squadrons, right, is over here. So that's something. But yeah, we're going to have to deal with that. Okay, ladies and gents, we have a problem. They have tons of heavy bomber. These guys, look at this. They have damage against naval 294. My army over here, 180. That means in one go, they destroy my whole navy there. Similarly, in one go, they're going to destroy this whole thing there. So, yeah, I don't think we're ready. They are just too strong. These AIs, they started, you know, as I said at the beginning of the episode, they started buffed and therefore they're way too strong. So I think what we really need to do is to start moving forward so that we can get, you know, into our next level. We can really get, you know, some of the final productions. The only good news is we're close to unlocking the 3rd level, right? With the cruisers, the medium tank, etc. But we're still pretty far from this final level of the battleship. One thing I could do, to be honest, is probably to just let the game run, because it doesn't feel like they are really attacking me, but still. This is a challenge. So let's go back home. We can reduce also hopefully our supply by being over here. So instead, I've decided to increase the size of our city. I've already put a couple of the services over here: elementary, police station, fire station. These are the basic services needed for the high rises. Oh, we're still missing the clinic, so my bad. So public services, where is the clinic? Here it is. Oh, it's a small building. So we're going to put all of these, and I've started to put, you know, more high rises that you can see all the way over here. So with this, we have lots more laborers now. It's actually too much unemployment. It's not great. We're going to need to fix this. But with this, it's making me even more money than before. And it has also increased our population. So we have a new level up. Before we look at the level up though, I do want to mention, of course, I had to increase my production. So bread over here, basically, it's actually just next door somewhere. Right, where is it? Over here. So for the bread, we have this new corner over here. Then we have also a lot more of vegetables here. We have more clothes over here. And we have also unlocked more. Wait, oh, he's done business with us. He's happy. We've done also more newspaper, because that's everything that's needed for those laborers, right? We have some new development levels. That's great. Manufacturing, for example, we got the cannery. Okay. Aluminium mill, that could be good. And we also just unlocked over here in the morale, we just unlocked the distillery that will help us for the wine, right? So I think we're going to do that one in a second. But before, let's check the new level. So this new level comes at 5,000 of population. And we have 3 choices as always, right? Collective, this is going to increase the production of tier 2 resources and give us some electrical development points. +2 production of the manufactured luxuries. So that is, if I'm not mistaken, the gramophone and the radio. So that's pretty good. And 20 development points on, I think this is the morale. Which one is that one? It is the civic one, which is actually the one that we have the lowest. So that's pretty good. And then last but not least, we have over here tradition. So it's a +2 production of agricultural products and manufacturer needs. So these are more kind of basic food. I'm thinking we go with this one, Vox Populi. It keeps us also in the middle of political alignment, and I do like what it is. So it is another upgrade of our town hall or town center. The next one is going to be at 10,000 of population, so that's a big jump. But I think we're going to get there, you know. I'm going to continue to expand on this side for the manufacturers, now that we have a lot of laborers. And by the way, I'm doing this so that in the future we can have a lot more production of military items, right? Because all of these, they're going to require manufacturers. So we can be ready when we unlock it. I did also build a third market where I'm buying actually diesel, and I'm thinking of buying also bombs because I'm very low on these ones. It's going to cost tons of money, let's be clear, but I am making tons of money, so I think that should be fine. I think that should be fine. Here it is, ladies and gents, the city has gone even more. As you can see, we have now on this corner really a ton of laborers, then on this corner a ton of manufacturers, then I have a lot more of the, what is their name? Technicians here. And then last but not least, we have even more of the specialists than before. We're actually close to 8,000 people now. Not yet at 10,000, but pretty close, pretty close. We have also increased, of course, all of the production. You can see this is in the green, 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 green. Everything is in the green. We're making so a lot more of everything. I have created tons of perfect layouts. For example, over here, you have my bread, right? We have one grain field making 16. And so with 16, we can have 3 of this flour mill, 1, 2, and 3 over there. And with this 3 flour mill, we can have a lot of bakeries, right? You have, of course, also a couple of windmills and things like this around, and a couple of depots. And all of it is fully upgraded. And next to it, we have a copy. Whenever we need another one, we can just build this. Here, this is my beer, right? This is one layout basically that is double over here. Again, this is one of these making 16, and each of them is using 5, so we're totally fine. Then water tower, electricity, and the depot, and same on this side. Then we have again another layout. This is this one using the cotton field. Now this cotton field is creating 16 cotton, which we can then put into those weavers. We can actually have 3 of them. I've only put 2 right now, and I don't even need 2 full ones. But whenever we need, we can add a third one next to it. And with this, you know, it's a lot of closier. All of them upgraded. We have, again, water, electricity, and some depots over here. Then we continue on this side, I think, over here. I have organized nicely. So this is one layout. We're taking some wood. We're transforming that wood into lumber. And this lumber is going to go into all of these appliance factory. There are 6 on the side there, right? To make the gramophone. And those gramophone are delivered into those depots over here. We have then another layout at the bottom over here. This is for the radios. The autosave is becoming longer and longer now because we definitely have a lot of things going on, especially at 3 speed. But I have to go to 3 speed so that we can, you know, go to the final levels of the tech trees. So anyway, yes, all of these over here are my radios, right? Then below we have the telephones, and then right at the bottom we have the TV set that is using, you know, the aluminum mill and the electronic factory next to it. Again, a couple of depots, of course, on the side. I've also put fire station pretty much everywhere. You can see there is one over here, for example. There is one there. There is another one over here. Pretty much every single time I'm making a fire station. We have then also at the bottom of here my farms. Now, I went really to the bottom. This is the end of the map there, right? And we are doing basically lines. And at the top we have the depots. Again, fire station, electricity from time to time. On this side, we also need water for the meat. Again, we have quite a few, and I can just continue to add all the way. There's still a lot of space on the map. You know, I do understand that you can actually build a pretty big city. What I'm slightly worried about, to be honest, is more things like the mines, because the mines are limited, but for the food, there's definitely a lot of space. Speaking of food, you know, we also need more fish. So we already had quite a bit of fish towards the north over here. Where is it? Over here, right? We already had fish. I've added more fish now at the bottom over there. This is the military corner. We haven't touched it. The only thing I did is I added 2 brickworks, because with this one clay pit, I'm making 17. So I can definitely have 3 of these that are using 4 each. We have then, now we've talked about this. We have here a few more farms with, you know, the sushi bar over here, with the soup kitchen, so all good there. Now I'm starting to get more riots, and you may be wondering why, because I'm definitely giving all of the things that my people want, you know. If we look at this house there, right, they're getting everything, their happiness should be high, but it's not high. Why? If we go into the population menu over here, we can see war wariness, right, 90%. So basically I'm losing 100% because of this. There's also a bit of unemployment, especially for the technicians. But the main thing is this war wariness that is really annoying, because basically I've been at war forever. They declared war on me. I didn't declare war on them, right? And maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I haven't been able to negotiate peace with them. So for example, if we click on General Lin He over here, you know, you can click on negotiating peace, but nothing happens. Even if I give them tons of money, right? Nothing is happening. I don't know why. You know, I can give them multiple things like tanks, resources, and there's never anything happening. You know, I think it seems bug. It seems bug to me. But if you know what's happening, don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below, because yeah, I would love to stop this war with those two, to be honest, right now, until we get really to the high level. I did also build, by the way, over here a university. We unlocked the university and we built it. So if we look at my technician over here, again, they have pretty much everything, right? They have 100% on health, 100% on education. They're still missing the prison. That's another small bug, it seems. And we don't have the TV station yet. There is still a couple of things to unlock in, I don't remember if it's civic or moral. Here we have the research center, that's going to be useful. And the other one must be in moral then. So we have over here the TV station. We have also the TV set, but we're doing that, that's fine. The jazz club, and a couple more. But the main one, and we have reached, by the way, level 15, the maximum level for many of them. There is one more level here for manufacturing, but we've basically unlocked all of the production there, right? There is civic, as I said, and morale, and then last but not least, it's the military. I still need quite a bit more before we can get, you know, to the final level over here, right, where my soldiers will be to the final level, to the max level. But yeah, it is, ladies and gents, we've done a big expansion with more than double our population. I'm now making tons of money. Look at this, more than 100,000 all the time. So I have 60 million in the bank, and I have a lot of manufacturers and technicians. So as soon as we decide, you know, to create more of these high-level soldiers, that should be easy. In the next episode, we hopefully unlock the research center, and we can also start making wine and jewelry. There's going to be 2 new production, and hopefully at that point we'll also have, you know, unlock some of the new soldiers, so I can show you this and we can go to war. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.